Hey everyone, this is Trend Follower this side, and it's that time of the week. It's time to plan for the week. It's time to see the important zones. It's time to discuss some of our trade ideas. And so that's the agenda of this video. What we'll go through is different trade ideas that think are important this week, my reasoning behind them so that it makes sense to you, and how am I planning to trade them. We just had our long vacation. So let's get back to trading. Let's plan the trades. Before any planning, if you have seen the previous videos, you know I like to go through the news this week and the currency strengths in the past week so that we are on the right names or in the momentum names. So let's start with the news this week. Let's start with the red folder news with this week. So this is the news this week, and what I see clearly very important is CHF CPI right here, right? This one. So I think this one would be very important uh, because it's CPI, it's CHF. So yeah, my first thought process is immediately CHF CPI, Euro CPI, and then odd CPI. So news-wise, we can think of Euro, CHF, and odd as the most important, right? And then there's one more, which is later part of the week, or I should say two more. One is FOMC meeting minutes on USD, and this one, non-farm employment change. This is damn important because this causes a lot of volatility. This is the one which sometimes causes reversals, so it's better to be safe with this one. And then the last important is CAD, right? So if you see, let's repeat CHF, Euro, odd, CAD, and USD, right? I would ideally be not in any trade when this comes out because this causes a lot of volatility. So it can cause a lot of reversal. And it's on Friday, right? So it's better that anything that happens due to this, we trade next week, right? So my primary focus would be around these names, CHF or uh, and Euro, uh, CAD, right? And USD, I would of course trade it because of different reasons, but like my idea would be to be out of the trades by Friday. Anyway, so this is the news, and now let's look at the currency strength indicators, right? So in my tool on daily chart, odd gave a strength indication with 70 points, right? Which means that it's not very strong signal, but a little bit of signal. But Euro GBP clearly gave weak signal with 85 points, right? CHF gave a weak signal. It's interesting to note that odd showed strength the same day CHF showed weakness. So that's something I'm noting. But the main signal is Euro and GBP with 85, right? On weekly, it's been a while I've got on weekly. I've gotten a signal, but the last one is on USD and which was 88 points. So that was a good signal, right? That USD, and we know USD has been acting strong and all, right? So let's go with the trades I see, which are or zones that I care about and why I care about them. So let's go with the first name, which is let me filter out scan this. Yeah, which is GBPCAD, right? So in this case, why this is interesting to me, what I don't like and what I like, I will tell you that. So I want to short this, right? What I don't like is you can see an uptrend on this area. It did grab liquidity from here. Ideally, I would have shorted when it grabs here, but it grabbed here, and that can cause a small pullback. So that's something I don't like, that overall here the trend is to the upside. But what is interesting to me are two things. First is this line here, this one, right? So let's say we were very strong. This should have not gone in this deep, right? It should have just gone like this. Second, right? Let's go to, is this weekly here? Yeah, weekly. And second is same. Let's say we were not that strong. We were that strong, so it could have gone like this. So it had two opportunities to bounce, one here, one here. But instead, it went down here, right? So now let's go to weekly and daily. As I said, this line and this. Now see what happened. Right where it could have bounced, uh, which is this line, it made a supply. Right where it could have bounced here, it totally broke down, right? So that's why this is interesting. Now the second thing is let's look at GBP USD. Look at this chart. It formed a big FVG here, right? Not FVG, sorry, on daily it formed a big FVG, right? And if you look at 12-hour, 8-hour, you see the same, right? There's a supply here also, and a big FVG here. What is also interesting to me here is right now it hasn't touched this, so I feel it's possible that it goes further down a little, but that's the whole calculation. But for me, GBP CAD is more clear, right? And CAD has a news. So I believe what can happen is, as I was explaining, that it didn't bounce from here. So I believe this can happen, right? Things that are favoring uh this plan is not only whatever I explained on GBP CAD, but if you also see EUROCAD, right? It had this bounce from here, which is a good area. We had it marked also, right? It had this good bounce, but, but, uh, if you look inside these bounds, like let's say 12 hour, it moved fast. So there is a high and also there's this 12-hour here and 12-hour here, level on level. So it has a high probability that it does some one of these and comes back in this region, right? So this is what my thought process is on GBP CAD. I think, let me start this. I think that there's a good possibility that it goes down from this region, right? Uh, so that's GBP CAD. Let's look at USDCHF. So on USDCHF, let's go back. You see on monthly, there's a good bounce, like good candle. This one is again, not again, I should say, but a little bit of low probability, but I still want to just trade my system, so I will stick to it. In this case, what's happening is what is interesting on this one is let's go to the monthly is in the one. Yeah, so this one, yeah. So let's go to this weekly, and there was a strong rejection here, right? This. So this is that line here. This is that previous week high. And let's, for a second, remove this, right? So you have a level on top of level, which is this daily, which is below previous week low. This daily, which is matching with this. So you have a level on top of level. So I think it shouldn't break this area and should bounce from here, right? It can just bounce directly from here or here. I do think in this case, I do feel that whatever you get, just put it to break even, because what can happen is it can bounce, and if it's really a legit bounce, then it can just go up, and if it's not, then because it's coming from this supply, it can come down here. I do think it wants this area. This is the draw where it's going. So that's why if I'm playing this, I would try to target this area or this area depending where I get my 2RR. So that's USDCHF. So again on USDCHF, remember that we have this whole nice monthly candle. Plus, you have CHF news, plus you have USD news, right? And CHF did show a weak sign with 75 points. So I think that this is a good trade. And now some of the other reasons, right? It's matching exactly nicely with odd CHF, which was the weakest, right? So with odd CHF, keep in mind, it's still, why is it low probability? But why I am thinking it should work is you have this whole block, right? It's not easy to go out here, right? So what if we were really weak, ideally it should just gotten rejected from here. Ideally, it didn't, right? Now, order flow wise, the way I'm seeing this is it grabbed liquidity here, grab liquidity from here. Now look at this. Here you have a bullish engulfing, right? Uh, then it went down from this here, there was supply, it went down, but then again a bullish engulfing, and then this is the first time here in this candle, right, where bullish engulfing was held, right? The body order block, it acted like a bullish order block, and look at this big move. Now, it's very interesting where this big move is coming from. Let me zoom this in a little. Okay, so look at this. So this line here, if we were really weak, it should have rejected here, right, like this, right? What happened? Right at that point, right at that line, we found a beautiful demand, right? And beautiful with power, right? So I think what can happen is we can come. I think what I want is we come here and then goes up. Now, there is one thing I want to point out. Why I think if you take this, don't hold for very long or take your profits here is because of the monthly chart. Look at this block here, right? We had a monthly down close candle. So here is your risk, right? So this here can be risky. So on daily, it's these lines, right? So I do believe that what I would try to target is till here, right? Because I do believe what can happen is right here, because look at this. It made lower low and trend has been weak. So I think it comes here, then here. Now from here, does it go below or does it go above? I don't know. But that's my thought process on AUDCHF. I think this is a good region. And so like this. But I would like to see what happens in these region. One of the thing I wanted to point out, what makes me a little bullish, unless during the week I get a signal from my tool of weakness on USD CHF, is almost, not almost, but many CHF pairs have equal highs here. So here itself you have equal, this weekly line has equal highs. I don't think so it's on USD CHF, but I have seen, I think it was Euro CHF, yeah. So look at this again, equal high, right? Now on Euro CHF, you can see it's right now at least trying to hold every order block, and so maybe this just goes up, right? Because Euro and CHF also has news. So I'm waiting on this Euro CHF to show or GBP CHF to show something. If it shows in favor of upside, then the probability of odd CHF and USD CHF goes high, right? Because that means CHF has started showing weakness. But look at this. Order block support. Typically, I would have expected after two support, it just goes up, but it didn't. But till the time it holds this, who is acting bullish, I cannot call the top or call the bottom. So I'm just going for upside right now. Uh, till I see a signal for downside. When I see, I will change my stance on it. But till I see, I will s- be bullish. It's holding these bullish blocks. It's showing bullish order flow. So I think it can go up. I think these equal highs can also be broken, but I would rather be safe and take my 2 RR somewhere here. So that's those three I think are high probabilities that I'm seeing. This second, some other zones that I really, really like, and I wanted to point out because you never know what happens during the week. It's better to be safe and have these marked out. Is something with Euro NZD and GBP NZD. Why I like this a lot is it's showing clear bullish flow here, right? Up close candle, then uh, red candle, then up close candle on monthly. So on weekly, there was a clear up move, right? What is why I love this chart is right at this monthly order block area, which is this area. On daily, there's a beautiful, beautiful demand. So that's where my focus is, right? Similarly, on GBPNZD, you even have a weekly demand here itself, right? So right here, you have a weekly demand. So you can essentially, if you're playing the weekly chart, you can just play the weekly demand somewhere here and, plan for the upside. So I'm keeping these charts on my chart, on my window, because I think if price can come somewhere here or here, right, that can be a uh, good area for GBP NZD and Euro NZD to bounce. Similarly, you see that on GBP odd also, it's in this weekly demand. I would like for it to go a little below, uh, just for better risk to reward. And I don't like to just now we had such a big red candle. So if it bounces from here, that's fine if I miss the boat. But I do believe it may come down more. I think for EUROAUD also this area is good for upside. So I'm thinking somewhere here if it can come, with there is a daily demand. If I will have to delete some stuff, but the daily demand I'm talking about is this one. This daily demand matches with the weekly area. So I really like that area. So if it comes here, I would really focus on this area. So. I'm just keeping this. That's why I feel like with GBP NZD and Euro NZD, it has uh, better demand. It has better chart. So I would mainly focus on Euro NZD and GBP NZD, but I try to map good demands on the other ones also, so that when everything comes together, that provides a better bounce. So yeah, for me, my focus are these three plus Euro NZD plus GBP NZD. If it happens this week, I doubt it will happen this week. But if it happens, I would be ready for that. I kept GBP USD just to show this gap, so there's nothing here as such. Like if you want to trade GBP USD, I don't think it's not very probable that it closes this FVG, at least maybe on during non-farm payroll, I can see that happening. But before that, it's really tough, I believe. But if there is some important tip supply that I'm watching, it's this one. Uh, but I don't think I will trade it end of the week. So that's why I would not focus much on it. On EUROCAD again, I just wanted to see if there is something matching with GBP CAD. I think GBP CAD has better uh, chart. I think this 12-hour block on GBP on EuroCAD is good. And so when it comes here, ideally it comes here. GBP CAD and EuroCAD both can go down. So I like that's why I have this name here. And that's kind of it. These two are not very important. The charts are not clear for me. So this would be the focus on focus where this would be the zones where I would have my focus. Again, let's reiterate. GBP CAD, because GBP Euro showed weakness, we have CAD news. As simple as that. I would like to trade that. Then USD CHF and odd CHF, because CHF showed weakness. Odd and CHF has news. So that's good. USD has been showing strength. So till the time it shows strength, I'm in it. I'm not calling the top. What happens this way is like you are wrong that one time, but mostly you're right because you're playing with the trend. So odd CHF and USD CHF for upside, GBP CAD for downside. Each of them has at least one pair in news. These two have two things in news. So USD also has news, CHF also has news, odd also has news, CHF also has news. In this case, Euro has news, GBP it doesn't have a red fondle news, but the chart is clearer on GBP CAD. So that's the name here. These names I just wanted to point out because I do feel with such a big candle it can further go down. And that's why I just want you guys to be ready on this chart for upside. I think anything down here would be a manipulation. But keep one thing in mind because you're playing these from weekly and monthly chart, the holding time for that trade would be longer. So I would just point out that. So these are the zones that I really care about this week. I hope this helps. I hope you have a great trading week. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'm open to feedback. I'm ready to improve as much as possible. Whatever you guys think can be something useful to you, please comment and I will definitely get it towards you. Get that knowledge towards you. So yeah, uh, that's it. Thanks, guys. Have a good trading week.